The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign, trusted by over 500 NFL players for their winning smiles. And broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your host, Nicole Hutchison.
What up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome into Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign in the SWBC studio. I'm Nicole Hutchison alongside Brianna Aldridge, Aisha Morrison. Y'all know the drill. Wake up!
Wake up. Wake
up. It's a great day.
Wake up.
That was
Wake up!
Was it? Yeah, not you heard.
Wake up.
Appreciate it. Did you do the
Wake up.
wake up? Did you did the wake up?
She did.
It was
I didn't catch
swamp.
you.
Wake up.
Wake
Wake up.
Nope.
That's better.
One more time.
Wake up.
Thanks.
She entertains it. I do not.
That's what.
I do
Wake
not.
up! That's what I need.
There we go. I just
That's the energy.
I let Chris do it.
Week 12 of the. You're sick. Week 12 of the NFL football season. Cowboys, Philly. Cowboys lead the all-time series, 74-59. But the Eagles have won 3 straight since, of course, 2024. And the Cowboys fall in week 1. We mentioned it before yesterday, of course. And now they have a chance to redeem themselves, build off the momentum that we saw, of course, against the Raiders. Let's start, obviously, big picture. Cowboys offense has been back on track. What is the, let's just say, identity of this Cowboys offense going into week 12 so far that y'all have seen?
That's a good question. What is the identity?
Appreciate that.
Well, 3 weeks ago, Dak said they were still figuring it out, to be fair.
That's fair.
Which is weird because you would think throughout the season we've seen a pretty balanced attack with pass and run. Shotty coming into the season said he wanted to be multiple. I think that they have done that, and the only times they have struggled is when they could not run the ball.
Mm-hmm. Very much.
So I think the identity of the offense to this point, well, what they want it to be, is to be able to touch every blade of grass and also be balanced in a pass and a run. That's what I think they want to be.
Mm-hmm. That's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like.
What they've been able to do last season, and I think you're 100% on it. The run game was I don't know, surprise the right word? We talk about all the time.
It's a surprise. I think it's a surprise.
We didn't know we knew what the coaching staff had done in their previous
Regimes.
where they were.
Yeah.
We saw what this team did last year. We didn't know. There was recognizable names, I guess, in the running back room, but there wasn't that elite, proven person. And Javonte Williams, I think, has surpassed just about every milestone you could have put in there. And to your point, you said there was no lapse or from the beginning. He just jumped out, and they just like, damn, they got a running game. And then it went away for a little bit for a couple different reasons. The O-line, what was given on the other side, slow starts, all that kind of stuff. And then they got away from it. I don't know if it was the Cardinals game or the game before, but I just remember like a couple drives they just didn't.
Broncos.
They weren't, and on the other side could have been a big deal about that in the middle, who they have on defensively. You could argue that too. But I have a lot of confidence in this offense. I mean, they're still at the top of the charts for damn near every category for a reason. They're not going to be perfect. No team is. But if you compare it to who we're going up against, I like what's on our side rather than the other side.
That's fair. Dallas ranked 6th ranked offense in total yards, 2nd in points per game, 15th rushing offense. But so far they're clicking, back to clicking how they were in the first 7 weeks of the season. There's going to be a big chess match, so to speak, just because this is a Philly defense secondary that's vulnerable, so to speak. Talk about, Vic Fangio, Brian Schottenheimer. That play calling chess match is going to be fun to watch as well. I want to touch on Shotty because Chrissy actually asked a good, question about, going forward on 4th downs, being more aware of kind of like the play calling aspect in situational football. And it sounds like they want to be more aggressive. In terms of the play calling, where are you seeing Shotty grow the most?
Well, I think coming out the bye was a big jump for him, and then also too, I can't remember. The only other team that Dallas has played twice in the division is the Giants, correct?
The only what?
The only other
yes.
team that Dallas has played twice this
So
season
far, yeah,
already
yes.
is the Giants.
I don't know why.
This is so post, coming out the bye, I think it was important for Shotty about midseason as a new play caller, because we were coming into game one against Philly saying one of the only advantages that Dallas has offensively is that no one knows this offense yet. Well, you're, through the season a little bit now. So people are more aware of what your offense is. Obviously, they were able to kind of hit Philly in the mouth that first game. Obviously, George Pickens wasn't going yet. There was a lot of stuff that was still, a lot of moving parts still. But I believe, like, this game will be a big test, to answer your question, Nicole, for how Shotty has improved, because this is a really good Philly defense. They have seen, your offense before, but that was some time ago. There's been changes on both ends, and this is midseason, so they have more film to look at on. It's not often you get to play teams twice outside of your division. They have an opportunity. Philly has an opportunity to look at Dallas, and we get to see, like you said, the chess match of the familiarity. Mm-hmm. Now, and how Shotty handles that in a big divisional game. So I'm kind of still on the fence. I felt like last week we saw him get back to a lot of the things that they had been doing prior to: tempo, play action, the misdirections and all that stuff. But this game to me is the big test of, like, how much you've improved since game one.
Yeah.
Against Philly, where you kind of came out and surprised them because they didn't have any film on you yet.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I feel like this year compared to what we seen last year, he definitely come out the gate mixing things up. But I will say the defense, if it continues to build on what we saw last week, I expect to see Shotty get more in his bag and be more aggressive, because I think he was kind of getting criticized there. I remember in the beginning, there was a game where they kind of folded a little bit, brought Brandon Aubrey out, and then there was going to the next game, he went 4-on-4, didn't get it, and now you're behind to the Cardinals type of thing. I think he's trying to figure out, especially in the red zone, there was some stuff there too earlier in the season. I'm like, but I think it's a lot because your defense puts you in a fold where it's like, if these boys come out, the other team's going to score. So I got to give it all that I can, and not necessarily play it safe. But I think this defense is really going to change what this offense can do. So, like, the identity of a team, I'm excited to see going forward, because I think it totally changes if last week, not to say it's a fluke, but it wasn't just because you had a lesser opponent on the other side. It's because you have the pieces, you have some dogs coming back, and you guys have who we saw in there. When I speak of that, outside of Quinnen Williams, is the Overshones, Revel in there as well, and seeing them start to ramp up and fill in. Bland's keep stacking. I think it's pretty exciting stuff, honestly, to talk about. They just, like, flip the switch. It's amazing what you do when you go out there and you add some dudes and then you get some guys back. I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
Talking about ramping up, there's a couple of guys that I believe this could just be a ramp up day from yesterday's practice report. Aisha, you want to take it?
Yeah. I wasn't.
Sorry, my bad.
No, it's
okay.
okay. It's okay. 1 second.
This is why we're on a podcast. We got 45 minutes.
Yeah. So, practice report from yesterday. Jadeveon Clowney was limited with a shoulder/neck injury. Dante Fowler was limited with that shoulder he's been dealing with because somebody tackled him. Malik Hooker was limited with the toe. I'm assuming they just kind of slow playing him, especially with him coming back. Dak Prescott showed up on the practice report, limited with a hip injury. It sounds like it's a bruise or sore hip. I don't like it, but hopefully he's good to go. Tyler Smith still dealing with that tinnitus in his knee. He was limited. Solomon Thomas was upgraded to limited with the calf. Now, I know that it was a pretty simple practice. Like, they didn't do anything flashy. It was just a walkthrough. So not a whole bunch of weight to that, but still something to monitor. Donovan Wilson was limited with the shoulder/elbow, and Perion Winfrey with the back was full, which is still a good thing.
Yeah. A lot of limited guys.
Any concerns there? Aside from Dak, because Shotty did say yesterday that was just more so like a sore hip. So
yeah,
should be good there.
That's what he has to say too. So I'm interested to see how that unfolds. Just to
You're
be
a
fair.
liar.
No one's gonna say, quarterback not doing good, not feeling good. So that scares me just a little bit, just because we have talked about
the amount of hits he's been taking, the contact. I agree, and he only got sacked one time last week, but that doesn't account for the QB hits, the knockdowns, the things like that. And I think to to go back to your question that you asked earlier, Nicole, about like this offense and like how they're growing, you got your offensive line back together. This will be the second week that these guys are together, so we're hoping that protections and stuff like that can be a little cleaner to protect the quarterback, because I'm sure that there's some conversations being had about it.
He's the type of player, of course, he's going to play through this, especially knowing everyone knows what the season is right now. Like, these are the must-wins games.
Yeah, they can't lose no more.
You don't want to see what happens. We kind of know what the picture looks like, right? Especially who's waiting for us around the corner after Philly. It's 1 week at a time. I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but we know what's there for this team because they put themselves in that predicament going into the bye week.
You did it to yourself.
Yeah. And Dak even said that. He was like, but we don't have the luxury to take it week by week. Like, we can't even think like that no more.
So to what I was trying to like get to with that, he's going to be on the field. But my fear is the defense that's coming up, they have to protect Dak, because at the end of the day, he's going in there a little banged up, regardless if he comes out. I'm good. I've been good too. Athletes are going to be good and they're going to push through. But just I would hate for it to get worse because he's taking hits.
No, yeah. Like, with a bruised hip, it's probably just sore. It's probably just irritated. But but I know, I agree. You got a Philly defense that you're about to go up against that has a strong front seven, pretty good secondary. They've added some guys to that defensive line, and a Jalen Phillips. I think that was outside of the Quentin Williams trade. I thought that was one of the better trades of, the trade deadline. He's a guy that's able to get quick pressure. He can be a real problem. Going up against Philly the first time, you didn't see an edge player as good as a Jalen Phillips. That's something that they were lacking. So that's a difference, like you were talking about, Bree. That's a difference in their defense. And then also, too, their linebackers are really coming along. You got Zach Bond, you got Jahad Campbell, and you also have Jelix Hunt, who they blitz, and they do a lot of this different stuff. So for me, protections, sliding protections, blitz pickups, the communication with this offensive line is going to be important, not only because the quarterback is banged up, but in order for this offense to be able to operate, they need to operate the way they need to operate to pass the ball. Pass protection has to be clean. And whereas it was cleaner last week, we're still looking for them to keep progressing in the right direction.
We're going to take our first break here on Girls Talk, Boys Talk. We got Aisha's Insights coming up. Film breakdown, exclusive film breakdown here on the show right after the break.
When you're on the field, you know what it takes to lead your team and play with confidence. But that confidence shouldn't just stop at game time. It should follow you off the field, too. Join over 500 NFL players who trust Invisalign, the #1 doctor-recommended clear aligner brand. Ready to take the first step towards a smile you'll love? Visit Invisalign.com/NFL and find a doctor near you today. Transform your smile and take your confidence to the next level, both on the field and off.
How does the cheerleader's hair always look so perfect? We asked, and they shared one of their biggest beauty secrets. If you want hair like theirs and confidence to match, use Babyliss Pro styling tools. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders use Babyliss Pro curling irons to get those perfect game day curls. To get the hair you see on the cheerleaders, head to BabylissPro.com. Use the code Cowboys20 for 20% off Babyliss Pro tools, the official styling tools of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Get the discount while it lasts. Offer may be withdrawn at any time at advertiser's discretion.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for us. If the men in your life bleed blue and silver like we do, I've found the perfect way to elevate their game day rituals. Gillette just released their best razor in Cowboys colors, and it is everything a Cowboys fan could want. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor combines his Cowboys pride with Gillette's best shave. And with 50% longer lasting blades, it is truly the gift that keeps on giving. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's best shave is also available as heated.
Celebrate the season at Cowboys Christmas Extravaganza, powered by Reliant at the Star in Frisco. Join us every Friday and Saturday night from November 21st to December 20th for an electrifying holiday performance. For details, visit thestardistrict.com.
I'm screaming.
Wake up!
I can't do it.
Ooh,
I can't. Don't pass it to me because I can't catch it.
I was trying to.
we're going to ruin it.
I can't catch it. I don't know how to do it, y'all. For the people who are listening, Nicole is trying to
Breakdance?
pop lock
Hold
or
on.
something,
Pop lock.
and I'm not
That is fine.
coordinated enough.
Fuck good. I was just trying to
hang.
give y'all some energy because I feel like I don't feel it.
I'm trying.
Great.
It.
Bring me down.
I don't see it.
So wonderful.
I know. She just wants us to like.
Table.
You got to get on the table. That's the only way.
That's always you be
By
satisfied.
the end of
Absolutely.
the season, how sturdy is this thing?
I don't know.
It's pretty sturdy. Ain't it
Yeah,
like
sturdy.
bolted into the ground or something?
No. No, don't get on the table.
Don't get on the table.
Absolutely not.
It's a heavy table though.
It is. It is.
It is.
Chris said, please.
He talking about some. No, it's not bolted. Like
He's sick of me.
Please.
Wake up! How y'all doing? It's like a
Wake
great
up!
day.
There you go.
I just feel like you have to have energy. All right. It's time to dive into this film. Aisha's Insights. What you got, girl?
Vic Fangio make me sick.
Okay.
That's the way to start.
That's the way to start. It's great.
I like Vic.
He's so good. He's so good, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen him multiple times, come in and take over programs. This is only his second year with Philly, and the way they started was like lackluster last year, and then like middle of the season, it was like, oh, they're figuring it out. Just really, what really sets this Philly defense apart is their ability to get home with 4. And the fact that they don't have to blitz and that they don't have to blitz. And, one of the lower blitz rates in the NFL, even against the Lions last week, who you would think they would need to blitz against. It's like, nah, we don't need to do that. We're able to get pressure with 4 humans up front. And obviously, it starts with, we talked about Jalen Phillips, that big trade, Jalen Carter. One of the bigger surprises is Ojomo. Their interior defensive lineman, what he's been able to do against the run and also get some quick pressures on the interior. I think that's made a heck of a difference. It's taken a lot of pressure off of Nolan Smith, who when Cowboys played them the first time was their sole real edge rusher. So some things has changed for them. Like I talked about before, their linebacker core and what they're able to do in stopping the run. And again, with their ability to get home with 4, they're able to drop more guys in coverage. So you'll see them go into a lot of nickel where they have multiple DBs on the field, and it's difficult. When you look at their numbers, you're looking at all of the tight window throws. They are one of the highest teams with passes defended. And then what that lets me know is that they're forcing, the pass rush is forcing the quarterback to get rid of the ball when he doesn't want to. And also is that they're forcing tight window throws and they're making plays on the ball. This is a Eagles defense that will run. They have been running a little bit more zone. They're going to mix in some man. In fairness, that's not something I think Dak Prescott is really afraid of. Just being honest with you, I'm not trying to be, too boastful about what Dak Prescott is capable of doing, but that is something that is important. This Eagles defense is only giving up about 20 points per game. They've only allowed 17 points in the last 2 weeks. So we see them really coming on. And like I said before, a big difference in this defensive line, Jalen Phillips, 6 pressures last week alone. And we know that Lions offensive line is a pretty good unit. So Dallas is going to have to really come up. They're going to have to come out and be physical, I think, with this Philly defense. I think that battle in the trenches is going to be one that is like real rumbling with the Dallas offensive line and the Philly defensive line. What do you ladies feel like about it?
I can agree because, you look at what they did to Detroit, who is one of the best rushing offenses in the NFL. Gibbs, 39 rushing yards. Montgomery, 27 rushing yards. It's going to be a problem. And personnel-wise, we know this team. They've always had a big success in terms of their interior defensive line. Their linebackers have always been good, crashing downhill as well. But my question to you was, personnel-wise, who brings the biggest problem for this offensive line? Because, granted, they did take somewhat of a step, but you were playing the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? You have guys across the line. Stop.
I know. We talk about them so bad.
Taking straight. They have guys across the board who can win. You know what I'm saying? So who has the biggest problem when you're talking about this Cowboys offensive line?
I would think it's hard to not say the interior because you have a Jalen, you have a Jordan Davis, a Nojamo, a Jalen Carter, but I really think that battle between Jalen Phillips and Terrence Steele is going to be pivotal. I think it's going to be very important in this game because, again, this is a new guy. You got to get a new feel for him. You got to see how they're, obviously with his usage and stuff, he's had an instant impact, just like Quinnen Williams on this Philly defense. So for me, I think that for this defensive line, with this offensive line, dealing with another pass rusher is going to be a handful. And, last week what the Cowboys did, they said, we're not going to let Max Crosby beat us. At the beginning of the game, it seemed like he was kind of getting free, gave the tackle some issues at times, and Dallas just sent running backs, tight ends, just completely consistently. Even the guards helped with the tackles a little bit in pass protection to make sure he didn't beat them. That might be something that you see also here with Dallas is that, if they want to get some plays downfield, especially against this secondary that's feisty, they're going to have to either get the ball out quickly or they're going to have to set up protections that are going to give them the time to operate downfield a little bit more and wear on these guys. So the run game is going to be very important as well as establishing that.
I think the scary part about the Eagles' defense is they're getting better when it's time to get better.
Well, they got to because their offense just be there for decoration.
That ain't right.
You're sick.
But they do just enough. They win at the 8-2, so we can hate, but it's working.
No, I mean they know how to win games. I think Nick Sirianni does not get enough credit for his ability to coach through close games. Yes,
I'd like that kind of luck. Eagles were averaging 13 pressures per game in the last 2 weeks. Packers 17 pressures. Lions 16 pressures, and I think watching I'm not gonna lie, the scoring was putting me to sleep a little bit. Halftime took a little snooze, but what I did see, and I think that impressed me the most, of what they did to Jared Goff. We know Jared Goff likes the middle of the field. We know he's best at play action. They took both of those things away. 5 batted passes.
I wrote that down.
That was insane.
That's a fantastic point.
I heard Vic Fangio talking about, how do you game plan for that? Does that just happen? Is that simple? I told my guys, just keep their hands up. Literally, keep their hands up. Like you said, they're getting home, keep your hands up. The other thing you mentioned with Vic Fangio, you can't stand him. I can't stand Howie Roseman. Because the way this man hits defensively in the draft, it's like a crazy number. Like, if you look at the starters on defensively for the Eagles right now, I think there's 3 that weren't drafted by the Eagles.
Yeah.
That's insane. And I looked up this stat, and it said the total, this is going before they made the trade and brought in Jalen. But outside of Jalen, the total cash value on defense going into 2025 was $75 million, 40% less than the league average. So when we talk about money in defense, I remember we were talking about just the interior. It's like over $100 million right there. They have everybody in besides Jalen.
Rookie deals, huh?
Sick. It's cheap. And so now I was talking to somebody just yesterday about this, and it's like, our team's suffering because we got to pay our quarterback. That's what everybody has to pay their quarterback. But it's like cheap labor on defense. You get to pay those spicy guys on offense. They got even though it's not working right now, they have some, and that's the frustration on their end. They're paying 2 receivers top dollar. And of course, Jalen Hurts has his money, but everybody's minimum wage on defense. And they were the Super Bowl. And as much as we're talking about the offense now, they're Super Bowl contenders again.
Yep.
Yeah. And it just feels like they found the recipe. And if you look at our side, we just keep missing defensively in the draft. And you talk about Vic Fangio, I'm looking at Howie Roseman like, can we get some cheat sheets or something over here? Because it seems like that's what the recipe is to win.
No, yeah, that defense for Philly is predominantly homegrown, like you mentioned. And, they're having a hell of a year. I mean, Quinyon Mitchell, in the Dallas game, I believe he got banged up in that game. I don't know if it was a groin or a quad, but I think he got a little banged up in that game. But he... And so, I mean, the way that he's played this year, defending Number one receivers, Cortland Sutton, not a TD. Emeka Ibuka, not a TD. Devontae Adams, not a TD on him. Justin Jefferson, not a TD. George Pickens, not a TD. That's going to change.
Please.
Christian Watson, not a TD. Jordan Addison didn't have a touchdown. Jamison Williams didn't have a touchdown. I mean, you don't see lockdown corner like that in the NFL anymore. You see guys like, even the best guys get beat like that. This guy has, really stayed true to what we thought he was going to be coming out the draft as, one of the best press man corners. He's very aware. Cooper DeJean is, a guy that they're using in the slot sometimes. He's been effective. Adoree Jackson probably will be the weak point of that defense when you decide to go, when they kind of get into that nickel. I expect for Dallas to take advantage of that with CeeDee Lamb and some of those guys. But again, you got linebackers that can cover. They have a very good rotation of linebackers as well. And then even from the safety group, Reed Blankenship, he's their worst safety, I guess, if you want to say, as you watch them, just with the athleticism and stuff, and he's still very good. And, so it's like, there's not a lot of space to make mistakes with this defense. And one of the ways that I think Dallas is going to have to attack them, number one, George Pickens was not a part of this offense yet. He was not integrated into this offense. Him being threatening wasn't there yet. So I'm really looking at how Dallas uses him in this game. And if they decide to go to him early, if they decide to go attack that secondary early, or if they really gonna, hit their heads against the wall with running the ball and see how that fares for them against this Philly defense.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna mention and ask you ladies, is how much more involved do you need a guy like George Pickens, because this is a guy who, Clayton Adams even talked about it. I believe it was before Broncos or maybe the week before, and said that we were waiting to see what he was able to do, right? He wasn't the guy that you can move across the line of scrimmage and play him everywhere, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But, he's grown, obviously. First down king, second leading receiver in the NFL right now, winning his one-on-ones, run after catch ability. How big will George Pickens be in this matchup?
Oh, huge.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's going to be huge again when you're talking about a Philly defense that does run a lot of zone at this point. These receivers finding some of these soft spots in these zones, especially dealing with this. One thing that's really cool about George Pickens is that I think he catches a lot of corners off guard with like how sneaky his speed is and how elusive he is. And I think that's going to be important to come into play if you're trying to get yards after catch against this team. This is a very good tackling team. Very good tackling team. It is difficult to get yards after catch with them, and that's something we've seen. George Pickens really add to his game since he's been here in Dallas. It's something he thrives off of. I also, too, I'm looking for the thing is that I'm worried about your receiving options being limited when it comes to the tight end position and like a Jake Ferguson, because they got to help with the offensive line. I really like Dallas is going to need, with them dropping into this nickel, with them having so many receivers, corners, and coverage, it's going to be important that Dallas establishes the run as well. And this is a Philly defense that's held running backs to only 4 yards a carry this season. Javonte Williams is averaging just about 5. What's going to give? Because, Dallas is going to have to stay ahead of the sticks with this Philly defensive line in their front seven. How do you expect for Dallas to run the ball in this game? And what is it going to look like? He's going to have
to be used a little bit more.
I would, or Malik Davis as well, who I felt like he had a little pop behind his pads when he was playing as well. I mean, this is a defense that I think you need an explosive threat also. I think Javonte Williams is fantastic with power, but this defensive line to me is going to welcome that. They're going to welcome the physicality. Who from the running back position is going to be able to hit them in the mouth and be explosive? This is a game where Dallas lacking that really does kind of suck. To me.
I liked when Schottenheimer yesterday, because he was basically asked about every level of defense, And when he was talking about the run game, like it's gonna, like you just said, it's gonna be important for us to establish the run game early. That's no easy task to especially when you're talking about interior. And he said on both sides of the ball, like he's like, I like what we got, but also like look at what they have on their side. It's going to be the same task on both ends, and it's been in. And then he was just like, he just ended. And he was like, it's gonna be tough. And then they were like, and they're asked about the linebackers, and he like laughed because he's like, they're good too.
Yeah.
And then he went to the DBs talking about Mitchell. He's like, I think he's, if not one of the best, he is the best corner in the league right now. So to your point though, when we're talking about Pickens, I think it's kind of interesting how I don't know how to explain it in the fact that we have two number one receivers, and it's starting to feel a lot more like that. I wasn't really bought into it when Pickens first came. Not that I didn't think he was good. I just thought he was a true wide receiver too. But what I've seen since CD has gotten back from his injury is CD is almost like a decoy distraction and allows Pickens, like you said, to confuse some of these corners. And I like the fact that our Ski Mask brothers are embracing it, and it seems like, at least, and I hope it continues, because I know they're both competitors, right? CD, this is CD's offense, but there's some chirp that Pickens is right there with him, you know what I mean? And and I like how it's embraced. I like how it doesn't feel like there's any egos. I like that they're getting in trouble together, if you will. They ride for each other. Like, this is like a true like brotherhood that they're building, because I think you're going to need that going forward, because this week CD might have to be the distraction, if you will, and let Pickens pop off. And then the next week, the other team's game planning for George Pickens, and then CD can do it. And I hope that's like a balance, but I think so far it's been kind of the opposite.
CD about to make a point, because I'm sure he carried a lot of guilt for game one. I think he had like 120 yards. Yes, that was his droppy game, and he still was very productive in that game. CD not scared of Dory Jackson. I'm just gonna let y'all know right now. CD don't care about no Dory Jackson. CD don't care about he really don't care about Reed Blankenship or Cooper DeJean. He really don't. Because he was very productive in that first game. And again, that was the offense's first time out there. This is Brian Schottenheimer, first time head coach, play caller for this team. And they came out there and they were pretty effective as an offense. He was wide open.
Yeah, I was going to say it had nothing to do with play calling. It had nothing to do with it was
route running.
Straight up.
Yeah. Route running. So I think, to your point, I know like they are kind of playing this like you hear, you open up the offense in this way, you open up the offense in this way. But if I think I know CeeDee Lamb a little bit, he's coming into this game wanting to redeem himself from the drops that he had in game one, because there are a lot of folks who, and me included, who think if he caught some of those passes, maybe that is a W instead of a loss on your first week of the season.
Yeah. Going against this kind of defense, that's the thing.
Because they getting better.
Drops away from...
You can't make mistakes. You don't have room.
That's why when I was seeing like the slow start bothered me so much against the Raiders. One, because I was nervous in the first quarter.
Not you being nervous.
I was like, what are we doing? But two is because I was like thinking about, it's hard. It's the players, yes, 1 week at a time. We want to go 1-0. But it's hard to just stay focused, because I'm like, if y'all doing this against this team... Next week is going. And it's just, you're getting like I would argue, two of the most physical teams up front the next back to back. Yeah. And that's why I was like, if that happens, I don't want to see what happens after that. I don't think this is a team that can play from behind.
Yeah.
Regardless of how good the offense is, because of what the defense is bringing you.
What matchup scares y'all the most?
All of them.
Please. Kidding. You weren't.
The most, I think it's the offensive line and the defensive line in general. I think obviously too, they blitz their linebackers not super often, but it's effective when they do. Nakobe Dean has been a terror in the run since he's got back. They're only allowing like 84 yards a game on the ground. Dallas is really gonna have to work for pretty much everything.
Very much
that they get in this game. And also too, very important, I want to say something that's very important. The Cowboys ball protection has been kind of meh.
Yeah.
We haven't
We know what you meant.
We haven't really harped on it, y'all. We haven't really harped on it a whole bunch this season, but there's been several times, little spurts during the season where we've seen Jake Ferguson cough it up. We've seen Javonte cough it up. We saw Dak cough it up last week. We've seen Javonte Williams cough it up. My God, this is a defense that will punch this ball out. Six forced fumbles on the year, and they have recovered 7 of them. They are not afraid to get on the ground, all hats to the ball, and cause turnovers. And so, I mean, that's something that's important as well, is like ball protection, ball security in this game when you're going up against a defense that wants to turn the ball over and get the ball to the offense.
And,
If the offense...
They also have 6 interceptions this season as well.
Yeah.
Which is tied for 17th in the NFL. Wow, that's crazy.
I mean, they're
they've
giving us...
been protecting the football on offense.
Yeah, they have. But I will say that, this defense, as good as they are, they will give up yardage. They will give up yardage. You can drive the field on them. They tighten up in the red zone, one of the better red zone teams in the NFL, of course. But you will be able to drive the length of the field. I think special teams is going to be important. Kevontae Turpin has not been as effective as a returner as of late. How does he fare in getting the Cowboys in better starting field position? Because they're going to have little room for error. They can't have those pre-snap penalties. They can't have those mistakes. They play better at home in that regard. They're going to have to be able to sustain drives, which easier said than done, but...
Yeah.
Y'all, are y'all... Okay, so hear me out. What y'all think about... 'cause obviously, we were expecting Turpin to be receiver 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? What's happened there?
I'm not going to lie.
They tried it, it didn't work.
I got off the Terp train.
Okay.
Just for now.
Oh, I'm so...
I'm sorry. It's week 12. Like,
She's so
you're done?
honest. She can't help it.
I mean, I just...
Why you moving the computer like that?
I'm just... It's because...
Pessimistic Bree is back.
Listen, it's just not there. I'm done talking about it until I see it, to be honest. I mean, we just like, okay, and the injury, okay, all these guys got injuries. It's the NFL. Like, I'm sorry, it's just not working out. I guess he's a different type of player on special teams. When you're talking about trying to mix him in and seeing some things that are working and not working, it's just not working. I don't know what it is. I know Schottenheimer said the bye week they were able to sit down and look at the film more than, I don't know what they saw, but it's just not working. And I think you saw them go to Lipke a lot more last game, and that's fun. That's fun to watch, and I expect to see more of that. I still got I'm still on the Brevin Spanford train. So I'll never.
Oh, I'm not gonna. Well,
I'd love to see that one day as well, but
that's important. That's important.
I just think other people have, Flo gets 1 target last game and it's a touchdown. I just feel like other people are doing things more consistently when you ask in those big moments. And I mean, a lot of respect for Turpin. It's just not clicking right now. And, do you have the answer why? Because I don't. And I don't want to hear nothing about this injury.
No. I think Dallas, Kevontae Turpin has never been a traditional wide receiver. He's never been. Unfortunately, he was labeled as like gadget guy type thing. You see, I think any coach that sees the speed and the suddenness is going to try to figure out how to put that into an offense, because it is something that, defenses struggle with. He's also been kind of your motion man, your guy that creates spacing because people respect his speed. But unfortunately, because of his size and things like that, you're talking about the contact he's taking as a receiver. Some of those plays over the middle of the field. I know we don't want to talk about it, but the foot injury, like there's multiple things that I think play into it. Where I'm at with it is that they tried it.
Yeah.
It didn't work. That's okay. Go focus on being the best special teams player you can be, because the Cowboys need him to be more efficient as a returner as he was. That's really, one of the biggest basis of why he was paid, is because you are one of the most dynamic returners in the game, and you set this offense up against a defense like this, where you want a short field as much as you can get one. And so that's where I'm at with it. They tried it. It didn't work. It is what it is. Ryan Flournoy gives you so much on being able to be physical, being able to block on the outside, being able to be a red zone threat. He can touch every blade of grass. Like he's impressive as well. And also too, he's a fast guy. So you're not, he may not be Kevontae Turpin fast, but you still have a receiver that has some speed to add to this wide receiver core. So that's my answer to you, is that I think they tried it. It just didn't work out. Catch radius, all that stuff, size, all that stuff. Blah, 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 blah. You got a guy.
All right, well, we're going to take our second break here on Girls Talk Boys Talk. We got Bree with the receipt.
Come on.
Up next.
Shh.
We'll be right back.
Shh. The CVS receipt.
When you're on the field, you know what it takes to lead your team and play with confidence. But that confidence shouldn't just stop at game time. It should follow you off the field, too. Join over 500 NFL players who trust Invisalign, the #1 doctor-recommended clear aligner brand. Ready to take the first step towards a smile you'll love? Visit Invisalign.com/NFL and find a doctor near you today. Transform your smile and take your confidence to the next level, both on the field and off.
How does the cheerleader's hair always look so perfect? We asked, and they shared one of their biggest beauty secrets. If you want hair like theirs and confidence to match, use Babyliss Pro styling tools. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders use Babyliss Pro curling irons to get those perfect game day curls. To get the hair you see on the cheerleaders, head to BabylissPro.com. Use the code Cowboys20 for 20% off Babyliss Pro tools, the official styling tools of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Get the discount while it lasts. Offer may be withdrawn at any time at advertiser's discretion.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for us. If the men in your life bleed blue and silver like we do, I've found the perfect way to elevate their game day rituals. Gillette just released their best razor in Cowboys colors, and it is everything a Cowboys fan could want. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor combines his Cowboys pride with Gillette's best shave. And with 50% longer lasting blades, it is truly the gift that keeps on giving. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's best shave is also available as heated.
Capture frame-worthy holiday photos with Santa at the Star, presented by Monument Realty. Santa will be spreading holiday cheer from November 21st all the way through Christmas Eve. For more information and to book your visit, head to thestardistrict.com/Santa. Register before December 7th to save $5.
Welcome back into Girls Talk Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign. Nicole Hutchison, Brianna Aldridge, Aisha Morrison, and we want to just correct something real fast. Not Cowboys, Eagles. Sorry, got excited. Eagles have allowed 114 rushing yards a game. That ranks 19th in the NFL. And Aisha, what's your
but since Nakobe Dean's return, they are 6th in the NFL, only allowing 84 yards. So, yeah, him and Zach Bond together are terrors. So that's definitely, we definitely want to make sure we corrected that for you guys. But Bree,
bring them receipts.
Yes, from the locker room. Got to hear from some guys. The big talk is, you guys took care of business. We knew it was going to be an emotional game Monday night in Vegas on the road for obvious reasons, but they handled business. So how do they keep doing this going forward? 12 days, 3 games. That's hard for any NFL team. Win or lose, how your season's going, staying healthy. But the Cowboys injury report that we went over a couple segments ago is looking pretty decent. I think obviously, Dak with his hip and Solomon Thomas, seeing if he's able to go in to add some much-needed depth coming into this game. But the guys say that the momentum is riding in the right place.
Yeah, this is my first time, and I feel like we playing some of the best teams on our schedule at this point in time. So we just got to stay locked in, keep stacking wins, and just find a way to play like we play Monday night every game.
We want to carry this momentum with us, throughout the duration of the season. We got a big win a couple of days ago. now it's time to turn the page and, handle Philadelphia. But I think the biggest thing, in terms of honoring, our brother is just, making sure we attack every day the way we know we can because, time is precious. And honestly, it's a God-given opportunity. So I think every dude understands that, and every dude wants to come in here and work the right way towards our goals.
It was great just being able to have that energy in the locker room after a big win. That's something that we want to chase and strive for every single week. So definitely glad we were able to get a win. I'm looking forward to striving to get one this weekend.
Cowboys back into the win column, and I think, ladies, and you guys probably agree, and we know what it's like to play at home and the difference and how they've been playing better at home this season for the most part. But also, the emotions that I saw Monday night on the road, I can just see that being that much stronger coming back at home. And Schottenheimer kind of talked about possibly honoring or having Nealon's family come out and things like that, which I'm sure we'll see. But it's going to be different. Like, they brought the jersey into somebody else's. When you're the visiting team, like, this is their home. That is, like, Nealon's locker is established in there, right?
Yeah.
It's going to hit a little hard. And I expect the emotions to be even stronger than what we saw. And then we just broke down the Eagles' defense. And like I said, Shoddy yesterday had some laughable. You can only laugh at some. Like, they got to play good. They got some dudes. I don't know what you want me to say, but he was talking about kind of the battle up front. So I wanted to play that for y'all as well.
They put the pressure on the offensive line to feel like they have to use combination blocks. Well, then when the linebackers, which again Philly's got, Zach and 17, what's his name? Sorry. Yeah, great player, Dean. Great player. Those guys, they come downhill fast, and then Campbell, the rookie. They put the pressure on you because when they fire into their gaps, you can't stay on the singles or the double teams, and the singles become and they get split. But I think it's really a problem. It's a problem on both sides, and it's what you want. You want to have a firm and strong front seven, and they have definitely shown to be able to do that.
I love his honesty.
Yeah, because he ain't lying. I like that he honest, like, this a problem.
Yeah.
This is hard to handle. These linebackers coming downhill and filling their gaps. That, Dallas has thrived in double teams. Like, that's how they run the ball effectively. And if you got guys that can split it, well, Cowboys got one of those now.
I know. It's like,
but when you got guys that can split it, like this Philly defense can, yeah, good night. Like, protection's going to have to be as clean as it possibly can.
And he made a good point, too, towards the end of his press conference and said, and everybody's been talking about the offense. He's like, I'm not looking at this as a struggling offense. I'm looking at them who have a running back who can still be elite and is doing elite things. I'm looking at, and he kind of compared the duo here, wide receiver-wise, even though it hasn't clicked consistently on the other side. He's like, I'm still looking at those two as who can hurt you. If you give up too much grass, and this team outside of last week has given up a lot of grass.
Yeah, I agree. If I was going to describe, and I want to say I was thinking about it last night. I don't want nobody to think that yesterday I was saying that Philly's offense can't play, because don't get it twisted. We got to break them down. But they're still, I would consider them predictable, disjointed, but still very explosive. Still very explosive. It looks like, again, like their route combinations and all that stuff, it's not pretty. But when they let Jalen Hurts kind of take his head out of it, kind of like just go play like backyard ball, this is an offense that still can really play some football. And again, you mentioned it, Bree, they know how to win games. They have a head coach that knows how to win close games. So I'm not gonna sit
They
up
don't
here
got no
and act
ties.
like, that's about to say, I'm not gonna sit up here and act like their offense is just some, whatever. But to hold the Lions offense to 3 of 13 on third down last week, insane. 0 of 5 on the fourth.
Yeah.
Jameer Gibbs was running into brick walls. I said, all right, well.
It made Jared Goff very uncomfortable.
Well.
Es una problema más grande por los Cowboys.
Chris, cut the mic.
Put her on Somos Cowboys.
It's a big problem for the Cowboys come Sunday. Hopefully the Cowboys can, of course, build on the momentum as we've been talking about this entire show. Big stretch for them. They got Eagles, they got Chiefs, they got Minnesota. My goodness.
Is this the hardest game?
No.
I think
Chiefs.
so.
You have a desperate Chiefs team coming.
I'm talking about talent-wise.
Oh, talent-wise?
This is the hardest.
That's hard.
I think this is the hardest game out of all those guys, out of the Lions and the Chiefs. personally.
I don't know.
From a like matchup standpoint and stuff, I think Dallas matches up well.
Defensively.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, maybe defensively.
I think it's going to be the biggest test for the offense. I will say that.
That's fair.
Biggest test for the
And
offense.
that's what you leaning on. Yeah.
All right. Well, nosotros estamos terminados para hoy. We are done for the day. It's a wrap for the show. For Nicole Hutchinson, Brianna Aldridge, Aisha Morrison, we'll see y'all back here tomorrow.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!